Well, NBA Youngboy is closing in on his release from a Louisiana prison. If you remember correctly, back in March, Youngboy got arrested by the feds following a foot chase in Los Angeles, California. So Youngboy was initially going to get a bond then, but as soon as Youngboy got arrested in California, a Louisiana judge got in and denied the bond and was like, yo, Youngboy's got some legal issues here dating back to a music video shoot in which 16 people were arrested in September of 2020 in Baton Rouge. So that's why he was transferred from California to Louisiana, and then that's why he's been denied a bond for the last few months. That Louisiana judge ain't playing with Youngboy because they believe they've given Youngboy a few opportunities, and every time he's somewhat let the legal system down despite saying he'd do better. So over the last few weeks, Youngboy and his team have been putting together, I gotta admit, this is quite the impressive plan to keep Youngboy out of prison this time. So essentially, they have told the judge in Louisiana, if you give Youngboy a bond, we're gonna take him to a recording studio in his new Utah home. Yes, Youngboy owns property in Utah, and he's prepared to have around-the-clock security. There's apparently going to be former military guys guarding Youngboy's home to make sure he doesn't do nothing stupid and make sure nobody comes and tries to do anything stupid to him. Just to give you a little bit of an example of what lies ahead for NBA Youngboy and his new Utah home if this bond does go through, which we'll get into more in a second. The judge over his case, which is serious, man, the chief U.S. district judge is Shelley Dick. She'd have to approve any guest that pulls up to Youngboy's crib, and also he cannot have more than 3 guests at the crib at one time. Again, they're planning to make this Utah crib a big recording studio for Youngboy to keep him focused on the music. He ain't gonna be able to move around and shoot music videos and performances, but at least he's free from prison, and at least he will be able to make some capital for himself and his team under these circumstances. Now, there's more details to this. We don't know if NBA Youngboy is currently released from prison. I'm gonna tell you why. He's got to go back to California next week. Again, he's finally got the Louisiana bond granted. That was the tough one to get. But now he's got to go back to California next week and appear in front of a judge, and the judge will have to grant him a bond there. That was the situation he had with the feds, in which they caught him on foot back in March. He'll have to be granted a bond there, but we don't assume that to be any problem or any difficulty, because remember, the California judge was willing to give Youngboy the bond the last time. It was the Louisiana judge who came in and revoked it and transferred Youngboy back down south. So we assume everything to go through in California as it just finally went through in Louisiana. And Youngboy, if he's not a free man today, at some point in the next few days, will be somewhat of a free man in his home in northern Utah. Look, money talks. He actually had the option of putting up $1.5 million in property or $500,000 in cash into a trust account of his attorneys before he could be released. Again, Youngboys had to put together a very intricate plan, a 24-hour house arrest ordeal to get this release in Utah. Hopefully, the brother takes advantage of it and gives us some great music. Looks like one of the rap game's brightest stars with the most active fan base in hip-hop is closing in on getting a release from prison pending approval from a California judge next week. One of the things I thought was interesting when I was going through this entire documentation with Youngboy is apparently a childhood tutor appeared and testified in front of the U.S. district judge and said, hey, I'm putting my name to this. Youngboy will do right if you put him in a situation where he's away from his friends, away from Louisiana, even away from California. She went up there and vouched for Youngboy, and that was part of how Youngboy was able to get this release from Louisiana. Now he's got to go get it with California, but that was a big deal. Louisiana had no reason to let Youngboy out early before his trial, but that tutor stepping up for Youngboy really influenced the judge and helped Youngboy get 1 out of 2 of the hurdles that he has to get through to be a free man on house arrest. All right, I'm out.